Hey everyone, it's me Kevin. I am back with yet another video. Just a quick update video today. I actually recorded a new one just yesterday, but Neopets came out with brand new news literally today, and it's really exciting stuff, and I really wanted to make sure that I gave you guys my first thoughts and maybe gave a quick overview on what was covered in this update. So as you can see in big bold letters, it says a new leadership team. For those that are not aware of the context, I believe Jumpstart or NetDragon or something like that acquired the site a while back, and a lot of people kind of mark that as like the start of the downfall of Neopets in its current state. And I know that there has been a lot of really messy corporate shenanigans going on in the background that some would say really inhibited Neopets from becoming its like full potential, or really just like staying as a consistently updated game. So this alone is like a pretty huge change, because I think, assuming all this news is, as transparent as it can be, I think this would be really, really cool and may be a catalyst for a lot of really great changes to be found on the site. So as you can see right here, it says TNT is thrilled to be operating under the guidance of a brand new leadership team. There's an entire video that kind of covers everything that's going to be covered here. I'll drop the link to the video in the description of this video as well for those that are curious. And over here, it gives you a quick overview of the context that I just covered, where for most of the last decade, the Neopets team has been under the management of Jumpstart Games, which over time has struggled to find success for Neopets. Beset by aging site features, a waning user base, and a lack of resources, TNT had to work tirelessly just to barely keep the site afloat, which I think we can all kind of agree with. I think there's an aspect to the site that just has not aged in the way that modern technology and modern gaming has kind of aged. I don't know if the direction of the site thus far has really been smart about the way that it's scaled the features that it does have in a way to like really play to its strength. All that said, the resources available to them were not substantial enough to sustain the level of growth and development that the site needed, resulting in bugs, unconverted pages, broken games, and a lack of new content. These are all things that I feel like I've personally talked about consistently, and are things I've heard the community speak about for years and years and years. And it feels really validating to finally have these challenges acknowledged by the team, and in such a positive, kind of optimistic light. So it seems like they are headed by some person named Dominic Law, a prior Neopets player, Shoiru fan. Cool. This is actually my first time reading this like in detail. I was at work when this came out and I was reading this and like getting so excited, but then I had to run to a meeting. So as many of you may have seen, Jumpstart was shut down on June 30th, 2023. And prior to this shutdown, Dom pushed NetDragon to save Neopets. Thank you, Dom. So I guess Neopets was on the chopping block for a bit. There's a buyout deal that was struck, and it allowed two Neopets teams to combine forces and become an independent company. This is huge, I think. Free from the corporate baggage, which again, as I alluded to before, I think this was a huge reason for part of the downfall of Neopets. The newly united TNT has now been entrusted with the decision-making and overall brand strategy of Neopets. Until this point, Neopets has been running at a loss for over a decade, something I think a lot of us have been aware of as well. And it makes it hard for them to justify any major overhaul. And I think that's another piece that some people sometimes forget. I know that when we're all just kind of like playing through the game and living the experience of everything just not working, it's super easy for us to complain about things not being fixed, and I'm super guilty of this as well. But at the end of the day, if the site isn't making enough money, it's hard to justify funding those changes to be made, because someone has to pay that out of pocket somewhere, right? They need to have some kind of business case to justify making those changes, and up to this point, I don't think they were making that case very well. However, in early 2023, Neopets raised $4 million in funding from various investors. That's pretty huge. I feel like this is maybe a turning point if they're able to navigate those funds in a smart way. And it seems like the management buyout came with additional funding. I kind of wonder how much that was. TNT has been primed to enact real actionable change for Neopets. The Neopets team is for the first time in over a decade equipped to make meaningful changes in pursuit of a Neopets renaissance. It's very dramatic, theatrical wording, but okay, I'll believe it. The funding raised from our management team and external investors will allow us to revive the brand as a whole. We've already hired a handful of new developers and artists. This is super exciting, because as y'all know, we have had so many issues with the site. It just doesn't work. To know that they're finally investing in like new resources that can actually help to alleviate some of those, problems that we're seeing, it's just so awesome. From fixing the many issues on the classic site, re-evaluating the direction of mobile games like Island Builders, these skilled new additions to TNT are already working hard to show Neopia the same devoted care our players have shown to their beloved Neopets over the years. A lot of fluff here, but point being, I think they're saying like, we got more resources, there's more to come. So the first thing we did was review the most pressing community requests. We have begun exploring the use of Ruffle to resolve the issues caused by the end of Flash. Now, I think a lot of the people that are actively playing the game are familiar with Ruffle, which is like an extension that allows users to like use Flash again and like play those games again. I don't know the technicalities behind it, but if they're finding some way to innately layer that into the site itself to make those Flash games functional, at least temporarily, until they're able to start converting more games, I think that's a huge change and really shows that the game is going in a direction of like finally like remedying so many of the problems that are pre-existing. And I know this may not be the biggest change for everyone, but I think just in terms of direction, this is like not insignificant. We also took a long, hard look at community feedback on Neopets Metaverse. I had a very scathing review of the site when I made a video on this, and it quickly became clear that the game just didn't line up with everything that made Neopets, well, Neopets. Yeah, because everyone hated it. Requests for key quests, NeoQuest, and Heptarium. I'm a huge NeoQuest fan, so it'd be amazing if we saw NeoQuest 3 at some point, or even like a revamp of the way NeoQuest works to be more modernized. So it looks like they're taking attention away from Neopets Metaverse and really refocusing on stuff that are innate to the classic site, which is awesome. They're rolling up their sleeves and set out to foundationally transform the project into something entirely different by bringing on additional designers, developers, and writers to help craft a game that the Neopian community would embrace. Most recently, the decision was made to transition to a mobile app and rebuild from the ground up as World of Neopets, a social life simulation game in which you live your ideal Neopian life from the perspective of a Neopet. I'm curious to see what this means. Like, what does that actually mean? Because I'm personally not super interested in mobile games. This does read as questionable to me, but it might just serve as like an extended application that is like part of the Neopets brand, but not necessarily related to the classic site. Going forward, Neopets will be under the control of a new unified entity, World of Neopia. Okay, so Neopets.com is not going anywhere. It's just all being like centralized into a singular site, if what I read earlier was right. Yeah, products under the direction of one company will allow the different departments of the Neopets team to communicate more effectively. This does make me question how they're going to be separating their resources. If they're bringing all their projects under one entity, doesn't that just mean the resources under one company is being split up against more projects and endeavors? I'm a little curious to see where that's going to go. Guided by principles of transparent communication and community-centric product development. I feel like they've already started to do this in the past like year or so I'm curious to see how this continues to develop. Our customer support ticket backlog has decreased by more than 80% as an early success metric, and our work on the roadmap put forth at the end of the last year has begun to accelerate. From cleaning up the Neobars to lowering the Altador Cup threshold by 25%, I'm committed to continuing a two-sided conversation with the community that addresses users head-on. Okay, as someone who actively plays almost daily, I don't know if the impacts of this are as significant as they're making it to be, but sure. I mean, I literally just said that we're already starting to see a better direction in the last year or so fine. Begin releasing monthly updates, hosting regularly scheduled AMA, and launch an exciting new brand ambassador program. All right, so a few things to digest here. The video I recorded yesterday, which I wanted to post before going to San Diego this week. I will be at the after party, by the way, if anyone's aware of that. TNT after party, I'll be there. So if you see me, hit me up. Anyways, I was actually literally just talking about how the editorial has historically been the only way we're able to get any kind of communication consistently from TNT, and it just doesn't cover enough detail, and a lot of times we get nothing out of those, and it's like, okay, cool, we have to wait another 2 weeks to hope that one of the questions we care about gets answered. So them actually addressing that and saying that they'll give more transparency to updates being made is a pretty cool thing. On July 20th, 2023, we are launching our unified Neopets homepage. That is literally 3 days from the day I'm recording this, so I wonder how that'll look. All right, so what's coming? With the 25th anniversary of Neopets, 25 freaking years. That's so much. Relaunch of Island Builders, not something I personally care too much about. An exclusive virtual concert and a brand new plot. Wow, a plot. And I hope it's a Battle Dome one. That'd be really fun. Last thing here, it seems to be a 2 million Neo Cash giveaway contest, which I'll be entering promptly. To participate, users can complete tasks like logging onto the site, following our socials, and referring friends to Neopets. The more tasks you complete, the more NT you might win. But yeah, that kind of wraps it up. They have a few frequently asked questions here, and I will also link this medium.com article in the description of my video, so you guys can take a look at that. Going forward, independently owned company, no longer managed by Jumpstart or owned by NetDragon. Yo, I think that's like actually so significant. Our development team is making steady progress on page conversion, bug fixes, mobile browser compatibility, and general improvements to our customer support protocol. I would love to see this happen more. Customer support protocol, I feel like, has been really wild lately, especially on the PC, where replicas and like false ticket abuse is it's pretty bad right now, and I'd like to see that kind of action on. Are there plans to release UC Pets? Yes, this is currently in development. One day. Is World of Neopets just Neopets Metaverse rebranded? No, World of Neopets is a brand new mobile game. Currently, there are no NFTs or crypto used in World of Neopets. Huge news, y'all, huge news! The project will not be crypto focused. Love to see it. Yeah, and just a handful of other things. Again, you can take a look at this at your own leisure within the link that I will add to the description, but yeah, I just wanted to get a jump on this and give y'all my thoughts and all that fun stuff. Feel free to check out the video or in the description as well if you're interested, and let me know your thoughts. Are you excited? Do you not believe it? Are you believe it when you see it? Like, what's the vibe? Y'all let me know. Like I said earlier, I did record a video yesterday, which I am editing and really trying to push out in the next couple of days. So y'all, I will end the video there. Thank you all for watching this quick update commentary type video. Hope you're all doing well, eating a lot of food, staying safe, drinking a lot of water, and I will see y'all for the next one. Bye.